So, what do you say to people who are afraid of doing a session? Like folks that say they're nervous or they've never done anything like this before. You know?
I have that a lot. People say, I'm a little bit nervous. I've never done anything like this. It's just what you just said,
Uh huh.
and I basically just say that's natural. Of course, you have never done anything like this, so it's natural to be nervous. No problem. And
Okay.
that's it. That's usually all I have to say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
usually it. You know, I just ask them any questions, anything you're concerned with, that kind of a thing. And if they are, they'll tell me. But
Right. Sure.
usually I just tell them that it's very natural because you've never done anything like this. Well, you should, no problem. Lots of people feel that way, on the first one. But, we'll get into it and you'll see how easy it is.
Sure.
That
Oh,
kind of thing.
good.
Yeah.
Are you? I would assume that some people are sort of worried that you're going to screw them up. Can you get hurt?
No,
Can
but
Idenics hurt people?
no, you can't really do that unless you do something other than what we're doing in Idenics, meaning that when you start really evaluating and making judgments and pushing people in directions, they can get pretty uncomfortable by
Hmm.
that kind of a thing. And most of the people that are a little bit timid when they start working with me that have been in some kind of therapy, that's what's happened to them,
Hmm.
you know. But part of the reason that they feel a little bit better about this is because of what they've read about Idenics and so many things I've said about how what we're doing is following the person. There's no judgment, there's no evaluation, there's no suggestion, opinion, advice. Well, when you're not doing that sort of thing, it's pretty hard to screw anybody up because you're just going by what they're saying.
Right.
You're just getting them to look at what they already are there ready to look at.
Huh.
Right?
Right. Right.
You're not pushing somebody in some direction they don't want to go either.
Yeah, I suppose if someone brought up a troubling situation, that's why they want to work with that is because they're bringing it up. But you're not trying to force them into some troubling situation
Never,
based on your
never.
own agenda.
No, and based based on theirs to some extent. In other words, you've heard me say that I will ask a person gives me a bunch of issues. What's the most important thing to take up first?
Hmm. Sure.
That's what I want to hear. But I've had people say to me, you know, yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't want to take that up yet. I just feel
Mm,
I'd rather take up something a little bit lighter like this. Okay, I never argue with them,
sure.
So so even in those situations, people are always going to bring up what they're comfortable with bringing up, and usually that's fine.
Right.
They're already ready. It's right there. It's right there for them, right?
Right. So even
So
if so, you're not going to say you told me you were going to. I asked you to bring up the most important thing.
yeah, and
It's
that's
like,
not. So we're not going to take that up. No, of course not. No, I'm just trying to put them there that whatever's the most important for you, and that's not a problem usually. But like I said, sometimes I've had people just
mm,
recently, just
mm,
last week, I
mm,
had a girl say that to me. It's too. I don't want to look. I'd rather look at. Is that okay? Of course it's okay.
mm,
Let's take up those things.
mm-hmm.
And then I found myself, you know, right very shortly after we're taking up the thing they didn't want to take up because they said, well, I'd like to take that up now. Okay.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I used to like to say things are stacked the way they're stacked. It's like when you're trying to figure out what should I take up first, when should they know it's all kind of the way it is for that person. As long as I follow them, I'm not going to get in trouble.
Huh. Interesting. And
Only if
they're
I
not
start, they're not going to get in trouble. They're not
right.
going to, I mean, we're not going to have a problem. I start putting my own opinion in there and what I think, oh boy, that's when you can, because I'm going against it. I'm going
Right.
against what the person really knows. So, no, you
Interesting.
can't really hurt them if you don't push them in some direction that they don't want to go in or something that isn't right for them.
True. It's what's right for them.
Yeah, it's what's right for them and according to their agenda. And you do that, you can't go wrong.